The Chicago Bears are considered to have won the offseason coaching battle by signing sought-after offensive coordinator Ben Johnson to be their head coach. I will say, how much does it matter? Because the Bears have been winning the offseason for the last decade, and it's really gotten them nowhere. Okay, I'm done. That's the last joke. That's the only joke, probably. But let's actually take a look at this team. Now, this is a team that honestly should have played better, and a lot of their issues were the rotating kind of doors, revolving doors of offensive coordinators and head coaches that they've dealt with over the last quarter decade, even not even quarter decade, half decade, really. And you can't really blame this offensive line. I know everyone wants to point at the line. They've been pointing at it since Justin Fields is quarterback. This has been a pretty consistent middle of the pack offensive line unit that has a couple of studs like Darnell Wright and Tevin Jenkins, and Braxton Jones, outside of maybe some power rushers, is actually not terrible. Maybe they want to move him inside, get a better tackle, perhaps. But it's really the lack of creativity, getting receivers open. That's really where this team has been struggling, is getting receivers open for the quarterback to throw. Obviously, Caleb's still holding on to the ball too long, right? He's a rookie. Let it happen. I know everyone wants to, hey, Jaden Daniels, whatever. Not everyone is going to hit the ground running. Not everyone has that kind of coaching stability that the Commanders do. But I really do just blame the lack of creativity, the lack of separation. DeAndre Swift, hard to judge him because going from the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line to, I will admit, this is a little bit of a below average run blocking unit, is going to hurt you, especially when you have no real threat of a passing attack. Basically, all of Chicago's, passing yards were behind the line of scrimmage, very short throws. I think Caleb was second to last in, starting quarterback air yards. So this was not a team that stretched the field much. You could stack the box. You can get up in there and attack that offensive line. And obviously, it's going to hurt the run game. DJ Moore still a stud. Odunze, at times looked like the guy that they were drafting. And then Keenan Allen just had a really bad year. Let's be real. Cole Kmet back to, regressing, back to downward trends. We talked about the offensive line. You got a couple of decent, solid future linemen. You definitely do need a new center and guard, though, especially center. Center is definitely a position they need to work on. Caleb quarterback, obviously, very early. Not going to call him bust. A lot of Bears fans are already kind of, I wouldn't say given up on him, but they bought into the hype of this generational quarterback that's going to save the franchise overnight. They're frustrated. I get it, but relax. Give it some time. He's young as hell. Now we move on to the defensive side of the ball where things aren't really that good. They're actually less optimistic. I guess pessimistic? I don't know. But the DBs as a whole kind of, regress. Kyler Gordon, the best of the bunch as far as what you're expecting and what you got. Whereas Jalen Johnson, he was still pretty good. Tyreek Stevenson, we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about the Hail Mary. Sweat, hard to judge him because who is helping him? Where is he getting help? Sure, you had some moments from Walker, but he is by far the best pass rusher on this team. I would even argue that they should maybe attack that position, pick 10 overall, not offensive lineman, not running back. I've seen Genty. Maybe that is the route we go, but if the right edge rusher is there, that might be what we go with instead. Linebackers, another position talking about regressing. Once upon a time, that free agent class that they got with Edmonds and Edwards, especially Edwards, the year that he, played after that signing. Really good stuff. Looked really promising. One of the better duos in the league. Not a great year for them. Safeties, Brisker, Jamal Adams on a budget, sort of. And then Byard actually put in some pretty good work, but how many more years does he have left? There's a team that, they're about middle of the pack. They obviously finished worse than that on the record going against the division that they had, arguably the best division in football. I know, didn't win a single playoff game, but arguably the best division of football. You can't blame them. They put up some pretty good performances. You got to argue, without that tipped blocked field goal, they actually sweep Green Bay in the division rankings in the series, which as a Packers fan, I don't want to admit that. Thankfully, we got up there. Carl Brooks, you the man. But this team definitely in a lot of work on both sides of the ball. Trenches for sure is going to be a big focus. Big question is, how much of the stuff do they need in real life can we avoid in game? Because in real life, maybe you don't need to replace Sweat. Maybe you don't need to replace Swift. But in Madden, we're talking about, a 26-year-old, 82 overall running back. He's never going to get to 88 plus, and that's kind of what you need to put up really good numbers. So we'll see what happens there. Same with Sweat. Was he probably 27 now? Low 80s. Going to have to get some dev ups early to have a chance, but about to be 28. So a little bit of more of a challenge kind of looking at the game aspects versus what they need in real life. I think in real life, they're actually not that far away, especially with this cap room they have. But in game, the ceilings are kind of capped a little bit more. So we'll see what we can do. Edge, interior of the offensive line, potentially running back is what we're looking at. As much as, the Lions had that kind of luxury of taking a guy like Gibbs, think about what their team is like without Gibbs. I mean, that is a massive change to that offense, especially with Montgomery going down for a while. I think you add a guy like that, a dynamic guy. I know, Genty's not as fast, but you add a real game changer in the backfield, and, that's going to add a lot of things. So we'll see what happens. We're always in that best available pick kind of mentality. Let's see what we can do in this draft for this Chicago Bears team. See if we can turn this into a true contender. And, of course, if anyone's asking about what draft class we're using, we're actually using the updated version of Big Gargamel's class. I don't even know. That's not really even the name. I'm not really sure why that's the gamer tag. But, SGR All Real 2025 DCV2 is the one we're going to be using in this one. But also, if you end up enjoying the video, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, appreciate your continued support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, Jeromepkr Plays for non-Madden content. A couple of non-Madden videos up there the other day. We have the Eagles and the Chiefs. Once again, I'm not going to make more I'm so excited jokes. Not the most interesting of Super Bowls, but I suppose there's a decent bit on the line. Can Saquon carry a franchise? I mean, I wouldn't say carry a franchise because they are a really talented team across the board, probably the most complete team in the league. But for him to go from the Giants to Super Bowl champion would be big. And then obviously the three-peat from the Chiefs is massive, which they do not get here. The Eagles actually win. Sorry, Chiefs fans, but a lot of people are rooting for that. I'll be real. I'm just a hater, straight up. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just a hater. All right, there you go. But looking at the offense, obviously Caleb 75 overall, but still an X factor. They still really believe in him, which I get. He's showed some glimpses, some really crazy generational type highlight plays, and then Byard, who goes to superstar, still drops 6 overall. So it's cool. I'm really struggling here because Kyler Gordon is that slot guy, one of the better slot corners in the league, but at the same time, he's got the size to play outside, not maybe the speed needed, but he's tall. I kind of need him at number 2. I don't know what to do. I really don't. If I want to be realistic, he stays in the slot, but if I do, then I got to replace a 75 overall 25-year-old linebacker needs some. We got a lot of work to do, but hopefully we can get some decent free agents. We'll see what's available. We have some OC stuff. Hopefully it's Caleb. And we'll get this thing underway. But let us take a look. This team isn't that old, but let's see if there's any retirements. I don't know. Maybe there was Keenan or something. Mercedes Lewis and Patrick Scales. They definitely need some backup tight ends as well, because even Cole Kmet, it's not the best starting tight end position in the league, I'll tell you that much. But backup, definitely. There's just nothing there. It's just all blocking, slow, non-threatening players. Tevin Jenkins, this is actually a guy that they're thinking about letting go. Do they have that kind of luxury on the offensive line to let him go? Keenan, I think there's a pretty good chance that he's gone unless he's asking for less than 5. Maybe you're thinking Ben Johnson can fix him, but the age seems to have caught up. That's all I can say there. A bunch of backup edge guys that put in some rotational effort, but not worth our time, really. Just not going to be worth our positions, our spots. Need a new center, need a new guard. That's what we're going to be looking at. Be nice to get 1 or 2. I know that's a lot of Bears fans okay, well, this is what we do. We draft, blah, blah, blah in the draft. You spend this much money in free agency. It's okay, do you really think there's going to be that kind of free agent talent, especially at the offensive line position? I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't really looked at the upcoming guys, but we've seen some guys get paid that are pretty average. Oh, Trey Smith. Never mind. Very fitting. If Trey Smith's a free agent, this team does probably need to go all in on someone like him. So we'll see. Mack returning to the Bears would be interesting. I really want edge if possible, but at the same time, Genty would be pretty insane. I know that's kind of a pretty common mock lately, at least. Ben Johnson. They're no stranger to taking running back early. So we'll see. Then they obviously know the value of running back. Trey Smith is going to be a guy I want, but 22 other teams want him as well. We have no mentor. We have okay financials, historic championships. They got us in middle of the pack. If you really want to go far back in history, the Bears are a pretty successful team, but post-Super Bowl era, obviously, not as much. Trey Smith, this team needs a lot of, help. I think you got to just bite the bullet especially for that first 3, and then just try to get him here if we can. Is it going to be a 5? It is. So we're front runners for that. Trent Brown, if you want to put Braxton inside, is that a possibility? And you move over, Darnell Wright to left tackle. I know he's really solid at right, but I don't know if I want Trent at left. Jeremy Chin, not really fit as a free safety. Simmons, right at the end of that career. Ryan Kelly, spend that money, get that O-line fixed right now. I want us to, at least early on in this rebuild, say, okay, we did everything we could to make them good right away to give Caleb a chance to develop early, So that's what I'm going to try to do. Bynum, I know the Vikings really like him. He's not really the name I would want long-term. If I can do a 1-year deal, put him at our free safety position, I'm down. 1 year 7. We're spending a lot of money here, but the Bears need to, right? They need some names. We're in the conversation. That's about as good as it's going to get for right now. We need DT as well inside. Nate Hobbs. He's serviceable, but, at that point, I'd rather just hope Tyreek Stevenson gets back to those early career glimpses that he showed. And we need another slot, but I think we're gonna probably just go for someone in the draft or something. Cisco's a 77 overall. There's some potential there, but at 25, man, he really needs to have like a 5-6 pick season, if you will. Very interested in him, though, because he is young enough, and he is cheap enough, so we'll see. I'll update our list, and then we'll get back to you. Hopefully we get at least half. All right, Cisco didn't sign. We have 3 other guys that all signed, even Khalil Mack, a 1-year 20. He did put up some work for the Chargers, but I don't know if the longevity's there. Hopefully you get a guy that is just healthy enough to play the majority of the year, especially near the end of the season if you are in that, contention for the playoffs. Ryan Kelly, decent contract, and then Trey Smith, the obvious prize, if you will, of the offseason. But added 3 pretty good overalls and big contributors to the team. A lot of money spent as well. Cisco, I'm going to try and just make this happen. Want the safety. He's young enough, like I said. 3 years 21 is, it's up there, but that's what I'm going to offer. If I don't get him, I don't get him. And he joins us. All right, a 3-year 21. A little costly for a 77 overall, but 25, we're just hoping. We're just hoping and praying that we can just get some development from him. The offensive line is arguably fixed already. Arguably. Left tackle still on the board. Still a name, position that we'll think about. We have 21 mil, 22 mil. There might be some other names here that are kind of expensive that we can let go as well. And obviously Max a 1-year contract, so we're not locked in super long. And realistically, we can't really get rid of anyone. I guess DeMarcus Walker finally, Bates finally, not really finally, but we can save about 10 mil. Not that we even need to, but those are probably 2 positions we will let go. All right, so we have pick 10 in the draft, of course, and I am struggling with this one because there's not really many glaring needs after the free agency haul we had outside the defensive tackle. The problem with that is the one guy I would really want to grab at DT is going to be gone in the top 5 picks, more than likely, in Mr. Graham. Where the hell is he? Pick 4 overall, top 5 true talent. This is the guy you would probably want to go with this high. Not there. I don't want to, say that the Bears made a mistake or not, but not going Jalen Carter as a Packers fan was one hell of a move. I got to admit, it was one hell of a move. Just a generational decision. 5 overall. Are the Jaguars looking at defensive tackle? Are they looking at, I have an option here maybe to trade up. They definitely could use DT. Is it the biggest need though? I would argue maybe. Corners up there, sort of safety, but they're not going to go safety that high. Running back, perhaps. Wide receiver wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't even surprise me to see them go wide receiver. They hit well last time. I'll see if I can make a trade up, but I'm not going to guarantee anything. First and a third does it. It's only 5 picks back. That's why I'm so confused why they were telling me I needed to trade so much. So a first and a third for that pick 5. I guess we're going Graham. That is right now the biggest need we have, and we could still potentially go edge with a trade up. I know you have Genty there, and it's going to be hard to pass on him. Maybe we still go with like a Henderson later on or something, but I do want... Oh, you could go McMillan. I think I do want the DT. I think that's what I traded up for. You have the tackle, which would be great, but I think Graham is going to be our guy here. Mr. Mason Graham. Haven't had him in this, with this draft class, so super young. Hopeful difference maker at DT1. Not in true talent. Hidden dev, of course. Solid pick. That was by far right now, not thinking about the future, our number one need. And we solved it, only costing us a mid-third. I'm hoping the Jaguars get someone nice, too. I like seeing a win-win, you know? That's a win-win. You know, they don't even need the edge rusher. They're probably thinking he's an off-ball, which he's not. You know, that's a win-win in my opinion. I really wanted to trade up for Malachi Starks, but we just don't have the draft capital. We have 2 draft picks in the second round, and then it's basically just nothing from there. So maybe I take a running back here high enough, and then that's about it. Starks is still there. There's no way he falls that far, though. That's the problem. But do I allow it? A lot of people, you guys have been saying, hey, just do it, dude. They fall, why not? People that do mock drafts, if somebody falls crazy they don't pass on them because it's like, well, in real life they wouldn't, right? Like Brian Branch, just saying. I mean, maybe a little bit of a different situation because there's less limitations here, but I'm just saying, things happen. I'm willing to make this trade up. It doesn't even cost me that much either. I've got no choice. I have got no choice. Maybe not the most realistic move, but he's still here. I'm taking him. Don't care. True talent 21. Hidden dev, super athlete, super tall. Starting free safety, I suppose, just by default. And then here at 10, I mean, I really want a running back, but I need a few more things I think I could use. I mean, we definitely could use a tight end, but I think Khalil Mack can get the job done in game at least. I'm a little surprised you got this trade. We ended up trading this high of a pick down to the end of the second round with a middle third round pick from the Eagles. Let's take a look who they actually trade up for. Judkins. Okay, that's a good trade up in fairness. Not a player that they would be getting any time later than that. Crazy to see Genty go all the way to 46. I honestly think this updated class might be worse than it was before. I don't know what happened. Seems to be glitched out. Running back, it looks like we're not going to be getting that. We're not going to be getting running back, unfortunately. Warren is there. I'm not really sure how that's possible, but sure. We wanted linebacker, didn't we? I mean, we're not really seeing a great option set. We got some corners, actually. Let's go corner. You know what? Caleb Johnson's considered a late second type of player, so that's what I'm going to take. Caleb Johnson. He's got a bit of speed. 29 true talent. Normal dev. Really disappointed, but I really don't know what else to take. All the positions I want. The players aren't projected well. They don't really even look that good. Some of them aren't even this year's class. Just a bunch of bad on top of bad, So maybe we take Brian here, perhaps. I don't know. I don't really like him as a non-slot, and it seems like, we're going to be playing Kyler Gordon in the slot. Jalot, maybe for a future position at edge, I guess. Middle linebacker, like you said, I wanted one, but I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off. So let's, I guess, we don't have any other options, right? It's just Jalot. Scorigno, Ashton, Jalot, I think edge is a pretty important thing for us, backup or not. Normal dev, 80 speed, 82 excel. We've lost steam pretty quickly, I'll be honest with you. I want to go into the 4th round, probably land a linebacker, maybe Bassa. Or we trade a 5th, a 6th, a 4th next year with Robinson and Owens for high and mid 4th from the Titans. Maybe a little bit more in favor of us than I was, maybe anticipating, but you know what? I don't care. I'll take it. Squirrel White would be interesting, some speed. Although not this year anyways. Gadsden, I like the speed as well, but I think I got to go Bassa. I need a linebacker bad. Jeffrey Bassa, starter automatically. 82 true. Normal dev, 86 speed. We'll see if there's anyone there at 18. I'm not going to trade up for anyone else. Wanted someone fast. That's what you're getting. Going for him. Not really sure why the name glitch still exists. Maybe one day it'll be fixed. But 87 speed, 87 excel, 87 change of direction. We've tried starting them in the past. Didn't really work. Do we try it again? We'll see. As far as what I had on my list, pretty high. DT and edge and corner and a little bit of O-line, tight end, running back. Did we draft as well as I was hoping? I don't know. I really don't. I think Graham's a great pick. Everyone else, I'm a little hesitant on. See what those overalls look like. Oh, yeah, we got Starks as well. Never mind. That was a great draft pick there as well. Johnson. So 3 pretty solid picks. The rest, I don't know. We'll see if they develop. But Graham playing that DT2 spot. Technically DT1. Jervon's not going to, develop into much. What's the dev? Superstar, right? Okay, that's great. Fantastic. Star dev. Totally worth taking at 5. Malachi Starks, automatic starter, free safety. A steal, if you will. Unbelievably sized. Great man in zone. I mean, speed is ridiculous. Dev of star. Johnson, unfortunately, not star dev. Would have loved to grab Henderson. That was who I was eyeing up. And I don't know why when I traded down, my mind was like, just move to the next pick. They'll all be there. That is not true at all. Caleb Johnson, look at the trucking and stiff arm, 91 speed. I mean, it's harsh to let Swift sit back burners, but his potential is kind of gone. It's tough for me not to use Caleb Johnson and just hope for a dev up, you know? We also got Jalot, 70 overall. We've had a couple of times on our board and never taken him. He's definitely raw, without a doubt, but he's got potential. Especially if he started as a rookie, but he definitely won't. And then Bassa as an outside linebacker. We've already seen Gadsden. He's fast but raw. Bassa, I mean, outside linebacker. All right, here is the team for year one. Can you really say we've upgraded the team that much? Maybe when you look at the offensive line, but definitely took a little bit of a hit at running back. Our depth at wide receiver isn't as good. Definitely would have wanted to draft someone, but outside of that first 3 rounds, not really loving everyone else later. Noel, maybe. Noel could have been our number 3. Just, I think we focus on other things. You know, I want to get a running back early because DeAndre Swift, I don't know if he's really that guy long term. Caleb Johnson's going to be that guy. Like I said, I wanted a super shifty dude. Henderson might have been that guy, but, you know, we simmed too far down. Real big mistake. Could have got to 55, landed, Henderson, Singleton, something like that. But Caleb's pretty solid too. Cole Kmet, he's going to be tight end 1. I mean, he looked good enough. We had other positional needs, and I don't think we were going to get a tight end and replace him. The defense is where we really improve, though, which you can argue in real life. If you can, have a good offseason offensive line-wise on the interior like we did, is probably the way they should go, right? They need a DT, they need an edge, which we got Mack in free agency, which was awesome. And then, a safety wouldn't hurt. We obviously got Cisco on a 3-year, whatever the hell it was. Probably an L of a contract, but we got great depth at safety. The Bears have been kind of aiming for that lately. And then even though I don't really want Kyler Gordon as our number 2, I can't. I want Kyler Gordon as the number 2 because he has got a higher ceiling than Stevenson, but he is just their slot, right? He's a filthy slot. He's got to be there. But yeah, future-wise, looking way ahead into the future, positions of need, potentially still running back, wide receiver, maybe a lineman, especially a left tackle. Braxton Jones getting up there in age, and he's only 78 overall, up there in age in terms of Madden. If you got to think of, he's 25 now, I think he is, which isn't terrible. If he gets 2 to 3 upgrades per year, he's going to be, 84 overall by the time he's 27? If you're lucky. I don't even think that's going to be realistic either. Defensively, strong safety perhaps, linebacker or 2, DT for sure, both edge spots potentially, and then a cornerback. So more focus on the defensive side, which I think reflects in the draft. I think we did, what we were needing to do. We got to start working on that defense a little bit more. If Caleb can just be good with what he's got, especially with that offensive line being improved, I think that's A-okay. It's defense. All right, let's see how screwed this team is contractually. Brisker, I didn't really expect to want him back, especially after we have the 2 safeties we got. But even if I move Starks over to strong safety, I mean, Cisco, 26 years old, maybe 78 overall if we're lucky. Probably not the best bet. Braxton at that price, maybe. He's also 26, not 25. Edwards, I think that's a move on. Mack, I mean, I don't know if he doesn't regress too hard. Kelly for sure is gone. I mean, we can afford pretty much everyone, but it's do you want to? You got a lot of, it's going to be a close call if you do. So Brisker, I think he's just a high enough overall, just interested in, he's not really interested at all, actually. He's full dead red. Kyler Gordon, obviously, with that, dev and that age, decent overall. 4-year 36, that's just under 10 per, that's not bad. Braxton Jones, if he's at least playing well, maybe, right? Maybe. 6 sacks allowed halfway through the year. Ooh, that's not good. I want to have a guaranteed decent tackle for 1 year. There you go. 1 year, 9.5. I think that's not bad. Edwards gone. Too much money. Too low of an overall. Regressing. Byard's self-explanatory. Mack might retire. Kelly's probably pretty self-explanatory as well. And yeah, I mean, maybe a 5th-year option for Darnell Wright. Brisker will try to continue to get that contract through. But not a bad start, pretty bad finish. I mean, it was a little back and forth of, win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 2, win 1, lose 1, back and forth, not making the playoffs, 7-10. Ran the Lions offensive schemes for obvious reasons, playbooks. And then defensively, the Saints as well, makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, did not finish strong, like I said, though. A lot of back and forth, and then it really just failed at the end, right? A bunch of loss. I mean, look at that. Holy. 8 of the last 10 we lost. This is actually the opposite of what Chicago usually does. Usually they're so early on, and then they finish strong. Last year was just kind of a bad year in general, but wow, we were horrible in the second half. Lions scheme not doing anyone any favors. It was very bad. This would be one of those, well, the Bears have done it again kind of situations, without a doubt. I mean, they would be getting clowned on relentlessly. Sweat, not so good. Mack, pretty good. I think, once again, we've been over this now. Schemes are so damn dependent in this game. We're going to cut to the chase. At least defensively, we're going to go Buffalo. And then offensively, we're going to try something newer. There's just nice passive rookie of the year. We'll take it. There's just some things, because it's Madden, because the game's just not great, that you got to just do. You got to be like, okay, well, sure, they maybe run the Lions scheme, but the Lions scheme just isn't very good. I mean, how many Super Bowls have you seen the AI Lions win in Sim despite having one of the best rosters in the league? Like, none? Basically none. In my personal experience, basically none. I think, the Chargers rebuild, they made it to the playoffs, but we won. Or the Super Bowl, but we won, so it didn't even matter. They, never win a Super Bowl yet. They should. You put any of the other good top 10 schemes on them, they probably win it pretty consistently, or at least get pretty deep consistently. Winner of the Super Bowl is the Eagles. We'll do that offensive coordinator, whatever the storyline was, in a moment. Any development trade-ups? Definitely not on offense. Maybe Johnson. I was about to say maybe Johnson because of the touchdowns, but no. DJ Moore is already regressing, mind you, at 29 years old. That is sucky. Wide receiver, a bigger positional need than I thought. DJ Moore going to be moving to the slot sooner rather than later. Then we move on to the defensive side of the ball, where Bassett goes straight to superstar. Jalen Johnson's an X factor, and Mr. Khalil Mack has regressed really hard. Bassa, 79 overall, superstar dev. Is he a finesse rusher? Thankfully, he's not a pass rusher. See that all the time. Finally, I mean, I would say finally, but thankfully, I guess would be the better wording for it. We got a dev up, big dev ups. Graham does go up 6 overall, so I mean, he did have a good year. Just kind of disappointed in the team as a whole rather than any one individual person. Mac, like I said, double-digit sacks, it's great, but drop down 3 overalls. I mean, maybe you keep him. Sweat got paid, so it's like I can't replace Sweat, but I want new edge rushers. So unless Mac is willing to stay for really cheap, there's a good chance he is gone. Kind of wish he would have just retired. Make the decision easier on me. Also, unfortunately, there's a lot of money, so we could probably do 15 to 18 per if we want to keep him long-term, which we probably do. We had to pay Brisker quite a bit of money, I'll be real. It was a bit costly. Can we do a lowball deal of like a 1.8, 1 year 8.5? But Brisker ended up like climbing to a whopping 3-year 36, which I guess isn't the worst we've seen. 84 overall, 26, 27-year-old, whatever the hell he is. It's not bad, but it's also not great. Paying a lot of money for safeties, sort of, kind of like 20-some million per for the room. Garrett Wilson would be a hell of an addition. Shakir is also a superstar dev, so you got 2 really good names there. Fuller, interesting to be bringing the other Fuller in. Away, I've never really signed him because I just feel like the overall and the age is just, it's in a weird spot. Didn't have a great year, but if he was actually in a 4-3, maybe he would. Garrett Wilson's a tough one for me because I really want him, but at the same time, he doesn't really want to be here. Is that not enough for me to be like, okay, well, he doesn't want to be here, can't go for him. Shakir, a lot of money. I mean, this is basically another like DJ Moore type of play here, which, yes, DJ Moore is good, but do you really put DJ Moore at number 3? Shakir had a great year, but last time I went with Shakir, it didn't really work out for me, Also, they're not letting me sign anyone, which is super fantastic. We need a center. We could use some linebackerage for the future. Not even for the future, right now in general. Nobody wants Ryan Kelly, so we're going to offer that one contract. Dax Hill, I don't know if I see him as a long-term 2, but I do see him as a better option than freaking Tyreek. So tough decisions in here because there's not really any, other than Garrett Wilson, there's no glaring, that guy we must have type of player. So we'll evaluate our options and we'll come back with the updated target list. All right, so we don't get Ryan Kelly, but we do get Shakir at 3-year 66, which is a lot of money, but he is a superstar in this realm. Last time we had him as a star, didn't really work out, but I think we're going to be moving some things around. We're going to be shuffling some things. DJ Moore in the slot, which I know Shakir probably a little bit better there, but at 29, he's kind of getting older a little bit. I think that's the move with Odunze at 1. I think that's going to be the move. I mean, you can argue he is the smallest, right, DJ Moore? I mean, he plays big, but he is He is technically the shortest, right? Oh, they're like the same height. No, he is actually a bit bigger. Damn, we just paid $22 million per for a slot wide receiver. Let's go. I guess that's very on brand with Keenan Allen, huh? I wanted to draft wide receiver, but I needed edge so bad, and that's going to be where our focus is. Also focus in the offseason, or before the season started, in the outside linebacker position. We'll have pick number 10 to work with. No 4th round pick, but pick number 10 to try and get an edge rusher. Everything else is, gravy at that point. We need a lineman. We need a linebacker, but those shouldn't be too hard. Corner, sure, I guess. You can use the guys we got. We got a little committee going on. All right, we're in the draft with pick 10. We have a couple of outside linebackers. I scouted further the left and right end positions. Ooh, Trent Griffin, 6'6", 270. Really good power move guy. Pretty damn athletic. Do you not see him as probably the best option at edge? You have Brewer, you have McCauley, but those guys, they're not the best. We also have a corner in Shivers. Can we go to like 18, potentially land enough to trade up for a late first and get Shivers? I don't know if that's going to be possible, but we'll try. We'll go to 18 to 10. See what we're looking at, because I do want to at least land one edge rusher that's solid. Okay, can I see, please? Thank you. What about the other positions? Anyone? Hobson, left tackle. I don't need left tackle that bad. I just need a center. Griffin's there. Coffey's there. Callaway isn't great, but he's there. McCauley's there. Okay, I can live with it. All right, so let's trade 18. I think we'd be pretty unlucky to not have a guy there at 18. Still looking at least a 3rd round pick probably with that trade. Let's see what we can get. Also, I did this type of trade instead of the trade offers one, and man, are the offers crazy. Quinyon Mitchell, they definitely would not be trading him for that. Andrew Thomas, probably not, but maybe. Pick 10 is pretty high. It's a lineman after all. Breece Hall would be interesting. I would not hate a Breece Hall trade, but I think some of the values here are just too high that we're gaining. I feel like we're gaining too much, so we're going to manually trade somewhere around 18 to 20. All right, we trade Smith Scott a 1st, a 5th, and a 6th this year with a 4th next year to move down to 19 and take the equivalent to those that rank in 2nd and 3rd rounds, which I don't know what they're going to take. I'm hoping we have edge. They go quarter. Okay, so they traded up to 10 to get QB. That trade was honestly too low. We should have gotten more if you're really looking at it like that. That was the number 1 quarterback as well, right? Like, I don't know if he was the best guy, but that was the first quarterback taken. So, I mean, you can make that argument that they needed to make that play if they wanted him. A lot of QBs going, by the way. This is great for us. Chiefs at 18 is insane, by the way. We lose Callaway, who I wasn't even looking at, and that's it. All right, so we are going to have to look deep into this one because McCauley is still interesting. I want the best possible player. This man is insanely fast, and I just have a really good feeling that Griffin is going to be normal dev. These guys that look too good to be true are usually that. I might trade down again. We went trade up heavy last draft. I might go down to like the Buccaneers and see if we can still land a great edge rusher. Maybe get another 3rd round pick or something, because we really spread ourselves thin last year. You know what? I should just make a pick. Double trade down in the 1st round. How realistic is that, But at the same time, I got 3 minimum. 4 probably. I'd be willing to take Aldridge, even though there's a 2 to 3. So 4 guys, we're moving back 6 spots. You can't tell me there's not going to be a good chance that there's going to be somebody there for us. I'm going to trade down. I don't care. I'm going to do what's best for the team. I traded up last year. It was decent. This year, I feel like trading down makes more sense. They do need edge pretty consistently as well. I doubt we get a 2nd, but it's a late pick, maybe. It's pretty close if we sweeten the pot, maybe. All right, we make a pretty high quantity trade rather than quality to gain a 2nd round pick from the Buccaneers using Austin Booker, maybe even taking away a competitor in the pass rush department. Let's see if that happens. They do take tackles that they did not care. McCauley is one of our guys. Bingham. I've got 2 edge rushers. I'm feeling good about it so far. Oh, they reached a little bit and took Coffee, huh? There's no way I'm going to lose in that. No, Griffin's who I want anyways. Coffee goes, and then Green Bay's up. There's no way. Tell me the Packers need someone else. They're going to need right end, aren't they? If they don't need right end, the right end's 3rd. If I make a good enough trade for him here, that would be a trade Green Bay couldn't refuse, right? So I'm going to over-trade because it's the tax of trading interdivisional when it looks pretty obvious we're taking edge. We're still going to land Griffin in the end. We're going to get a lot of draft picks back. I don't care. Trent Griffin, crazy trades. True talent 19, and he was hidden. That would have been a hell of a player to miss on. So glad that we got him. That was a wild one. That was such a wild one, but we got who we wanted in the end. Got some extra draft picks. I don't think we're mad. I don't think we're too mad about that. Gonna look at some of those wide receivers a little bit more in depth, but the cornerback shivers might be a little bit higher on my needs list, and also tight end was horrible, so that's the only reason why we don't actually have anybody scouted there. It was so bad. It was like everyone was slow, everyone was mid. We are losing our depth at a serious rate, but we make a trade up to 27 to grab the cornerback, I believe, Shivers. I think that's going to be our route. If we need wide receivers, probably would have been a wide receiver pick instead, but I think we need the cornerback Shivers. Number 1, he's the best out of the bunch. He's 6'2", pretty damn fast, A-man, B-zone. Everyone else had like C-man coverage, A-zone, something around that. This guy, the best consistent rating, scout him further, has a high true talent. True talent 9, hidden dev, there you go. I mean, we're moving around the board like a maniac, but it's working. It is working, and that's really all that matters. Wouldn't hate to future-proof with Wilkerson, so I guess we get James. And then, I mean, Hicks is a 1 of 2, but who, like any of these guys could be 1 of 2. Yeah, screw it, James Hicks. If he's hidden, I'm going to trust these from now on. If he's not hidden, I'm not trusting outside linebackers ever again. All right? Never again. Especially at that selection. No, thank you. And I like Dennard a little bit better. 6'3", 310. I'm feeling good about him. 61 true. Hidden dev. 6'3", 310. New center. Might move up to the 4th round if I like Wilkerson enough. The fact there's a guy named Jimmy Money as a kicker and he's not good is truly sad. The only decent kicker is Duncan, who has good kick power. This is a really bad kicker class, but he's a 7th rounder. Why not? 176 true, normal dev, 93 kick power. Probably going to be like low 70s accuracy. Our kicker Santos, he's kind of up there in age. I don't know what he even looks like. I just wanted someone new. And yeah, I mean, Duncan's horrible, dude. Duncan's getting released. I was thinking it was going to be D compared to the rest of the class. 73 kick power accuracy. I would have started him. I think it would have been enough to give him a chance. No, not a chance. No hope. Anyways, let's take a look at the draft recap. What are we looking at? 75, 76, 73, 72. Don't look at the kicker, who's already gone. 75 overall for Trent Griffin. Really thought he was going to be a normal dev. Looks great. Super strong. Bull rush for sure. Not the most athletic guy, but for a bigger dude, he's not the slowest. True talent star. Not true talent dev trade. Curious to see what McCauley looks like. That was the guy that I actually probably felt a little bit better than Griffin about just because of the athleticism. Wow, look at freaking Shivers. But at the same time, true talent grade was going to win. And, oh my God. Well, we got 2 X-Factor corners. Did not expect that. I expected normal or star. Got better than that. Oh, yeah, Hicks was normal dev. That's unfortunate. But, yeah, I would have probably bet on McCauley. I know hindsight's, 2020, but I would have bet on McCauley, but I bet more on getting extra draft picks to land these types of players that we need to fill out the roster. Kareem Dennard, looking good. Really good stuff. Let's take a look at what we got for dev automatic center. Maybe a guard for the future, but not right now. 52, let's not do that. But yeah, star dev, let's not do that either. I mean, there's going to be some numbers we're running into, let's be real, but as much as I can. Let's take a look, though, at McCauley. McCauley would have been the guy that I would have had. Wow, 88 speed, 80 overall running back. Not the best because of that lack of speed. Good stiff arm. But yeah, I said McCauley would have been our number 1 guy, I think. But I felt like waiting is the best way to go about it. Let's take a look if we would have made the right call. McCauley, 85 speed, 89 excel. No? Normal dev? Okay, I would have been wrong. I do like him more, though. He's a little bit more of a prototypical edge, but that's a little bit of a bullet dodged. Okay. All right, season 2. The team's looking better, right? Like the offensive line. Maybe you need a new left tackle. Wide receiver, I think Shakur is going to be the guy. But as far Shakir, is it Shakur? I would say Shakur, right? But DJ Moore, I mean, he still fits as the number 1. I just, man. Let's actually look at these ratings. Like, does he shout boundary number 1 more? Well, I guess we're going to have Odunze as number 1 more than Mr. Shakur. I don't know. He's going to have better release. I mean, the route running from, that's just, he looks like a better slot guy, right? Like, that's just more shifty type of, route runner. That's going to be the plan. Caleb Johnson had a really good season, yardage or touchdown-wise, and his overall went up like 6 overalls. I'm hoping he can build on that. D-line looks good. Maybe you need to replace Sweat, but the D-line looks great. Middle linebacker, maybe even Hicks still needs to be replaced, but outside of like 2 confirmed players, left end and middle linebacker, this could be what the defense looks like for the most part for the rest of this thing. So we've definitely turned things around quite a bit. Draft picks are, about the same no matter what, even with those trade-ups. I think we did a pretty good job there and landed some of the best players we physically could. We have a trio of solid wide receivers now, and just got to keep developing where we can. A lot of money, but also a lot of players to pay. Dexter wants the bank. He does look very good, though. 1.5 sacks, though. He's not really performing. How much is this? About 20-something? 24? That's what I was kind of thinking. I don't really want to lock in long-term, but I think we should. 5-year, 118, 84 overall. He's got a high ceiling. Darnell Wright, that might be too costly. I would do a 2-year on this evaluation. No. Swift, I think, would be gone. I like the depth, but I think he'd be gone. Tevin, okay, we're going to have to move down the line here because we got to make sure we're not going to lose players we can't lose. Stevenson's gone. Braxton gone at that price. Anyone big going, coming forward here? Odunze and Caleb. Okay, yeah, so we're going to need to let a lot of these linemen go or else. Darnell Wright, Tevin Jenkins. I'd like to keep them both if possible. 2-year 33. Well, oh my God, we only have 36 mil left, and we already accepted that we're losing some players, so Darnell, I can't do more than 2 years. I got to be able to tag both Odunze and Caleb potentially, and then when they need their contracts, okay, I can get rid of those linemen. I can take the L of the offensive line, but keep the 2 playmakers, 2 years, my max. Decent little season. Went with the Bills offense. I feel like Caleb kind of runs around a little bit like Josh Allen. Maybe not taking the hits Josh does, but just they're kind of like the movement of way they run, kind of like the strafing sideways, kind of off-angled, ready to throw at any kind of angle. I feel the similarities there a little bit. Really bad finish, like 3 straight losses, barely even made the playoffs at that rate because of those losses. And then we did re-sign the lineman we said. We also got Swift back on a 1-year 8. We've got another year minimum, 2 years potentially for the window, and then we'll see. Obviously, you're keeping guys like Odunze more than likely, keeping Caleb. Those are the main guys anyways, but yeah, just for sure 1 to 2 years as the window. After that, there's some uncertainty in the salary cap situation. Looking at the numbers, Caleb, not great either here. Rushing, definitely not great. Odunze was solid. Shakir, I mean, it's the Bills scheme. DJ was okay. Komet was pretty good. O-line, I've seen worse. Pass rush, not great. Not great at all, especially Griffin. I know he's a rookie with 3 sacks. I was hoping he would hit the ground running. Graham, 7.5 sacks a season. At least there's some consistency there. The defense, a bunch of different 3 to 2, 2 to 3 interception season guys. Santos was great. Torrey Taylor, anyways, really good. But Caleb, not looking the best, but the yards are up there. Let's take a look. MVP goes to Jordan Love. Any awards for us? Something. Khalil Mack is the Giants player. Hicks at number 2 for MV Defense Rookie of the Year, which is horrible for us. Best QB at 7. Best running back, no. Best wide receiver at number 6. Best offensive lineman, Mekhi Becton's back to Superstar. That's kind of cool. D-line, Mac, of course he does. Linebacker, no. DB, no. Kicker at 4. We're in the playoffs, but it is not looking great. It is looking a little dire. But we're a better team than the Seahawks. We have a better record. We have a better overall. I like our odds to at least win 1 playoff game. Here we go. End of the game. 0-0, 7-0. Nice little start. 7-3. 14-3. Okay. 14-10. They got a touchdown. I don't know how they snuck that one in there. 21-10. Playoff team looks pretty good. Oh, spoke too soon. Oh my. Defense. Up by 3. The defense cooking up. 4th and 15. Of course they convert a 4th and 15 by the exact numbers. Although they're going to say they don't. There were inches. And we find a way to win. 28-25. I mean, both teams did kind of seem like they were on equal playing fields a little bit. We find a way to win. Caleb throwing 2 interceptions. Horrible stuff. Johnson was decent, compared to Kenneth Walker. It's like he had, played better and Kenneth's better. So, you got that. Cole Kmet, really solid numbers, actually. A little surprised to see him actually develop. Kind of glad we held off on tight end, at least high. Graham and Dexter, sounds like I'm saying hi to you, with a sack each. Brisker with a pick. Woolen with 2. I don't blame him. That height and that speed combo is pretty illegal. Even has really high catching, doesn't he? But the divisional round, that's not bad for year 2 for the Bears. That would be a win for them, for sure. The Lions, though, that is going to be an L for us in general. Former team going into Detroit, hostile situation. Can you show them? I wouldn't say that they made a mistake, because I'm not really sure what they could have done other than pay him crazy money to be their offensive coordinator. Going to the end of the game, the Lions scoring 7 right out the gate. We score nothing, they go score another 7. We score nothing, they go score another 7. Turns out that maybe Ben Johnson ain't quite the offensive coordinator he thought he was. 28-9. Nice little comeback, but just bunch of field goals. I'm not really sure how you're winning games like this. Touchdown, no 2-point, and we lose dramatically. And a huge loss, 35-18. That just wasn't even close. We were destroyed. I guess we keep hitting the drawing board because, these numbers are terrible from Caleb. They're horrible. Running was terrible. There's nothing really outside of Bassa's interception to look at positively from that game. I guess Santos. But yeah, just terrible. Odunze was good, I guess, but just a horrible game that we never even came close to winning. Got a playoff win, but you almost wondered, would it even matter? Would rather not have the playoff win, honestly. Need to go back to, the free agency, draft, whatever, try to get an edge rusher. That's going to be a concern for us. Let's go on to the Super Bowl. I don't think we can spend any money in free agency. We got to pay fifth-year options out to Odunze and Caleb Williams. Maybe even not even a fifth year. Maybe we actually just pay him straight up. I'm not sure. But Eagles versus the Dolphins. Little animal battle. Don't know why I saw the Dolphin. I was like, bird battle. Not quite a bird. Obviously very close. Just not quite. We have the Eagles win another one. So they're on par for a 3-peat. Yikes. Retirements, what do we got? Anything at all. Commanders losing a couple of guys. We are the Bears. We'll remember that. Derrick Henry retires. We don't lose anybody. We lose all mentors. Which, yeah, it sucks, but we don't pay mentors anyways. We are too broke to even afford our own players. Odunze, maybe? And he does. All right, nice. Dev up there. Caleb's still normal, but another really high upgrade season. 5 overalls. Odunze, X Factor. Really good short route, medium route, deep route are decent. Release is okay, but definitely more of a hands-catching, just good player. And then we look at the defense. Anything going on here? We have Bassett going to X Factor. Definitely a nice... Oh, yeah, and Hicks going to star. Big. Linebackers continue to impress. Bassett with his X Factor dev and great coverage, looking very strong. And then obviously Hicks going to star dev. Number 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Do they actually give him the award? Sometimes they just give it to number 2. Like, runner-up, close enough. And no, just dev up from probably tackles. We have 39 mil. We're hoping that a lot of the guys we re-signed offensive line-wise will be clear of them. Odunze really doesn't feel worth it. Caleb, for sure. 90 overall X Factor. He's looking for like 66 per, probably. Odunze at 34, though. I don't know if I see that as valuable. I'd probably rather not. Whatever, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Take care of it. Edmonds is gone. Stevenson is gone. Edmonds on a 1 year wouldn't be terrible, but I still just don't. I want to get cheaper everywhere we can. Got to replace Braxton. So we need a new left tackle. We need a new linebacker. And then we definitely need edge, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pull this off. Not the most draft picks we've ever had. Unless it's a 1 year deal, we're probably not going to be able to afford anybody or even want to afford them. Zay Flowers is pretty cool. Tunsil? Do you do a 1 year for Tunsil? Get a lot of offers on him. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing here. I worry a little bit because we're really putting ourselves against it, but I would do a 1 year for Tunsil and just see the offensive line get decimated in a year's time. Although other teams seem to be pretty interested too. I think, like I said, if you get Tunsil, the contracts you're re-signing, they're factoring next year's money. Tunsil's on a 1 year, so you don't have to worry about that. We get Tunsil. We're down to 10 mil. That window is at least open right now. As far as next season goes, it's going to be a bit of a drop-off. So we definitely want O-line. We definitely need a linebacker for sure. We need to just worry about the future more than anything. Edge is the only right now, and edge and linebacker are the only right nows that we have to worry about. We have pick 25. Edge is easily our number 1 positional need. We got a lot of edge rushers. I will say there's a really solid one. This guy could be generational. A finesse move, 6'1", 253. Insanely athletic. Can't say for sure because there's a lot of question marks there. Thinking, truly generational would probably have a higher power and or block shed. But that athleticism is ridiculous. So maybe he's going to be close to it. Maybe 78 overall star, something like that. We have other options like Burgess looks good and Kennard looks good. And obviously you have Garner. So we'll probably go down to Burgess and Kennard. Be pretty crazily big edge. But whatever happens, happens. We also have McLaughlin who's around 1. So didn't really even have tight end on my bingo board. But we are needing a tight end because Cole Kmet needs a contract. He's 28. Shepard goes number 1 overall. Okay. He's 28, and I'm not really feeling like sticking out with a 28-year-old. We have a bunch of guys that are like super dead hit penalties. Wow, Garner went 6 overall. It would not surprise me if Cole Kmet is one of them, but if I can get Cole Kmet traded for like a high third, which is probably at least his comp, I think I got to do it, right? I need that tight end, need another lineman, wouldn't hurt. Burgess goes at 14. Okay, so forget anything I've said, because if we want edge, we're down to like right now. Oh no, Carmichael's still there. Okay, so Carmichael's still there. He's a little slower, but I expected him to be gone. We'll be looking at Carmichael. Hopefully he goes before Kennard, because I want Kennard for sure more than Carmichael. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I really want Kennard more, but there you go. Okay, so the Browns, 7 spots. I mean, if they need tight end, which I don't think they do with Njoku there, maybe that's the route we go. We can trade something off. I don't know. We're taking a dead hit here. We move up 7 spots with Montez Sweat to the Browns. He's a decent edge rusher, looking at like a late third for him, so I think that's a pretty fair move. Cole Kmet, hopefully the dead hit's not too high, because I would like to trade him off as well for that high third, like I said. Joey Kennard's going to be our pick, though. 6'3", pretty damn athletic, a finesse move, starter no matter what. Even if he's normal, he was always going to be a starter, and he's not. He's normal. He's not normal. He's hidden. Good draft pick there. What else did we want? I think we like tight end, linebacker. That's like the next up. So we'll move on to those picks. I will say though, even though McLaughlin has the round 1, wouldn't rule out Curtis if he's there in the late second. He's really athletic, so we'll see what happens there. But I think that's what we're worried about. Yeah, that's good. So let's move on to the next pick. And Curtis is still there, but I think McLaughlin, he shows enough to me. I mean, you're almost getting another Cole Kmet, but he's got a really good round 1 talent grade. Is that enough to be like, yeah, he's going to be a goon? Probably not, but I also need 2, maybe 3 more players here. I'm going to move down to like the high third. I mean, this isn't great, but I'm still getting, a 6th-round pick. Why not? I'm still going to land who I want. Maybe even get Curtis still if I really want him. But let's see what we can do with this. Hopefully the tight ends are all the tight ends are still there. We're down to basically just 1 middle linebacker. We need literally anyone we can get. He's athletic as hell. We're hoping for the best with this super raw linebacker. 90 true. It's not the end of the world because we know rookie linebackers develop, but that does suck. I was hoping with that speed he would have been like star dev, but no. We need a tight end, arguably. So we'll take his remaining. I mean, even Paris is a 1-2. More athletic, right? So, I mean, I'm down with any of them, really. And then, unfortunately, we only have 2 linemen. So, Harden who would I want, right? So, let's get that down. Mincy, Harden, and then all the tight ends. Curtis goes to the Falcons like they really needed another athletic guy. And then Daniels goes. McLaughlin's around 1, but once again, Parrish is a 1-2, a little bit more athletic I can live with. So if these guys fall and continue to fall, it could really be like a savior moment for us. Dobson goes, but that's not even really... Oof, we got to go to Dallas now. All right, trading up to Dallas. 3rd this and a 4th and a 6th next and move up to Dallas's selection. We can hold off on the linemen a little bit because we have 2 of them. I would like Harden more because he's taller. I have more versatility there. Who is this guy, by the way? I'm not going to take him because he's 23, but you never know. Damn, he is actually not bad, but Parrish is going to be my guy here. Mr. Spencer Parrish. Definitely looks raw, but I like him. 6'3", fast. 37 true. Hidden dev? Okay, I mean, if he's 84 speed, then McLaughlin's probably like 82, 83, no? Either way, let's continue it moving. And, of course, Harden goes. So if we want a lineman, we got to go to the Giants. And that lineman don't really look super great, I'll be real. We trade Cole Kmet straight up to the Giants. I mean, it's a pretty late third. I think that's pretty fair. Only problem is we took 2 decently large dead hits. So that's a little concerning, but we get ourselves a lineman in Thomas Mincy. He's a decent pass blocker, I'm pretty sure. 6'2", 22 years old. 16 true, also happens to be hidden. I'm telling you, those finesse, if they have all finesse or all pass block, they're always good. Run blockers, I would just ignore. Problem is that guy's like strictly built as a center. I guess maybe the guy we have at center now would be a better guard in the future. Then we have a random okay speed, good man coverage corner. I'll take him late 4th. Why not? 91 true. Normal dev. I mean, he's fast enough at 6'2". So an okay depth pick. Do we go kicker now in the 6th round? I mean, if there's actually someone worth taking, I'll take him all the way in the 6th. I don't care. Speaking of piss, all of the kickers are. The best kicker there is solid kick power, C accuracy, Abbott. I guess I move over to a freaking punter, maybe land somebody decent. These special teamers have been horrible. We're going to turn this pick into a 5th next year from the Bill. Oh, crap. That 7th round pick was next year. I was about to say we're going to take a punter with the 7th they gave us, but that 7th was actually next year. I was about to say that's a really decent trade. Let's see if we can go to the Patriots. I want that punter. Even though I don't really need one, Torrey Taylor is like 30. He's getting up there, but this punter looks good. He's an elite kick power punter. We get that trade up with the 6th next year to grab that 7th, high 7th this year. And with that, we will be taking this punter. I really wish it was the kicker that looked like this, but Mr. Caleb Ebert, elite kick power. That's going to be our guy. Probably a wasted pick. 38 true, normal dev, but a 38 true means 73 plus. We like that. Well, let's see how this draft treated us. Needed that edge rusher. Got exactly that. 74 overall. Middle linebacker so low, though. Joey Kennard, insane finesse and block shed. Really athletic. This is quite the draft pick. Finesse-wise as well, so a different type of guy. Star dev, would have been nice to see him be the next factor. That would have been super clutch. Middle linebacker, he's going to still just be our middle linebacker. 6'3", 238. He's got some size, good kick power, hip power. Very good coverage, man coverage for a middle linebacker. 62. Zone at 65, 65 block shed. Very balanced. A little raw, obviously, but very balanced. Like I said, though, that man coverage, not bad at all, especially when you look at how low the zone is. Parrish, pretty damn good. 73 overall hidden. I mean, I would have liked a guy that was a little bit fast in this. I was hoping to get 86 speed out of what they were showing, but he's, long-term, I guess. Oh, he's good. He is more than... I guess he's long-term. He's a bit better than long-term. I don't know what to put him at. 84, I guess. Wow, okay, I'm going to compare to the other guys. I would have taken, if I had the choice, Curtis number 1, McLaughlin 2, Parrish 3, and then the other guy number 4. Wow. Okay, we'll take it. Left guard, kind of a positional need replacement. Maybe even Trey Smith sooner than that. He needs a contract upcoming here, and I don't know if we can afford him. We got a lot of big names coming up. We just took some dead hits that I'm not really proud of, unfortunately. But let's take a look at the other guys that we could have had. There was one pass rusher of Gardner. What about this edge? Oh, he was, I think. 84 over. It'd be crazy if he wasn't. 90 finesse. 87 speed, 91 excel. There's really even no point. But it's been a while since we've seen a truly generational player, so we're going to look. We're going to look. X Factor. We landed 2 X Factors ourselves, though. So put some respect on the name. Really impressive stuff. What else do we got here? Parker, no. What was the guy's name? It was not Carmichael. Was it Aldridge? Was it Ragland? It was a bigger dude, so we should be able to find out. Was it? I don't think it was. He was a bigger dude, but I don't think he was that big. I think he was like 270, 274, or something like that. Oh, it's Burgess. There he is. 74 overall. Hidden development trait. 78 speed only. Wow, he is. Unless he's an X Factor, he is not better than our guy at all. Our guy is so much better. Yeah, he's so much better. It's not even close. Now I want to take a look at the tight ends. They fell pretty far, but yeah, Curtis would have been my number 1. Hidden dev, 88 speed. If this is a user league, you're usering the players, yeah, Curtis is better than our guy, even if it's a star. 88 speed is so much crazier than 84. Oh my god, and he's an X Factor. Wow. The Falcons know how to pick him. Yeah, I would have Curtis my number 1. Daniels also hidden. Daniels would have been maybe... Nah, he would have been number 4. McLaughlin with the round 1 probably would have been number 2. Dev, star dev. I was wondering if they're all going to be X Factor.
What about McLaughlin now? I also want to see Harden. McLaughlin, 74 overall, hidden dev. Only 82 speed, so really slow. Parrish is kind of slow, but at least he's not this slow. What's his dev? Superstar, so a really good player there. So this is a damn good third-round tight end draft. Wow, very impressed there. We have Harden, 1 pick before us. Hidden dev as expected. Oh, he's so good. He's like balanced as hell. And he's 6'5". Watch him be a superstar. I didn't take a look at our guy. Maybe our guy is a superstar in fairness. It's compared to Mincy. I mean, Mincy is literally like stuck inside, maybe minimum guard, but probably like center, right? 6'2". Not even a good power blocker. He's so buns. He's definitely a center. He's definitely future center. Dev of only star. Okay, so I mean, it was a really good draft. Parrish was an X Factor, but yeah, there was some other guys like Curtis, who was a better X Factor. Harden, who's a better lineman by a large margin than Mincy, but it was still a really good draft class. You know, we ended up getting ourselves hopefully a franchise edge, and we afford another season with the team. We got ourselves a new middle linebacker. I like it. I think we did well. Another X Factor, rookie. We love that. All right, here is the Season 3 team. I have not changed. I don't know why we don't have it like this. I have not changed the playbook just yet, but I think I will. I don't think the Bills scheme is really going to fit us here. The Bills scheme basically requires their quarterback to have, 99 trucking, 99 juke movie, basically the GOAT, all right? You basically have to be, insane. The numbers are pretty much all for the quarterback. You can't really develop a team with that scheme. The team looks great, though. Left end just needs to develop, which plenty of potential there. Middle linebacker needs to develop. Rookie of the year, you got it, And then, of course, offensively, Parrish in the next factor, he's guaranteed to develop. We basically got ourselves a short, not as fast Kyle Pitts. I don't know what that even means. Just not him then. But yeah, we're going to look for a new scheme. The real question is how much of this team will be intact following this year. We might have win it all this year, though, at the same time. So you just never know. If the Ravens are an 85 overall, we're an 89. That's got to tell you something. And here is the money concerns we talked about. We do have Caleb factored in, though. But Jalen Johnson's asking for a lot. So, yeah, like we expected, the offensive line is going to be taking a hit. We're losing Tunsil, probably Smith. Some of the other guys are kind of factored in as well, speaking of. But then you have Graham. You can maybe afford one lineman. I don't think you can. If you want to keep Jalen Johnson, you got to lose both linemen. I think that's what we're going to be doing. I honestly don't even think we can afford this. Because we have Odunze as well. No, we did the 5th year for him, didn't we? He would have needed a contract here, but you have to factor in Graham. I don't want to lose the DT. I'd rather lose some linemen, arguably. Oh, man, Trey Smith. I'll do a 1 year. I'll try to do a 1 year, but I don't like it. I really don't like where the financials on this team are, but we're trying to make it count. I'm trying to make it work. All right, I have no idea if we're going to make it. We were looking okay, and I simmed the final 4 weeks. We got Trey Smith on a 1 year 23. Was not a great year for us, but we were trending upwards. And at 9-8, we missed the playoffs. We missed the playoffs as one of the best teams in the league. I don't usually get this early, go into this overall thing this early, but I am really just I don't understand. I really don't understand. By the midway point, because we were not playing well with the scheme we chose, which is the Falcons, went to the Green Bay scheme, which we usually have a lot of success with. We are by far the best team. We are 2 overalls on every single team, about 4 to 5 overalls realistically better than every other team, yet we went 9-8 and miss. And the craziest part of it all is we beat the Lions twice. So we beat the Lions twice and went 9-8. I genuinely don't understand that, but all right, yeah, I guess. Why not? Caleb Williams, okay numbers. Johnson, unbelievable touchdowns. Please go up in dev. Shakir, really good stuff. Maybe an X factor. What was the tight end actually? 556, not great. Blocking. Once again, we've seen worse. Don't know about Dennard there because it's, the stupid glitch. Graham with 10 sacks, 9 for Kennard. Dexter was not great. Griffin was horrible. This is the Bills' defensive scheme, mind you. Santos got 2 kicks blocked out of 3 misses, not bad. Taylor, 52 yards per punt. I honestly just can't afford anybody. We're going to have the punter we drafted last year be our starting punter. Got to save money every corner I can. Top 2 MVPs are NFC North teams. And then you have freaking Goff at 10. So, it's a tough division. But at the same time, we beat the toughest team twice. So, Vikings, well, maybe not, because the Vikings won every single award, apparently. So,
they must have been pretty good. Were they actually the leaders in the division? What's going on? 9-8, they also missed. Okay, sure, I guess. Terrible season 3, but might have gotten a couple of dev ups, perhaps. Eagles, believe they're going for the 3P here, right? Are they going for the 3P, yes or no? They might have been, but the Chargers won anyways. All right, so there's that. Wow, we have $2 million left. Wow, we have really sold, huh? Ooh-wee, I don't know about this one. I do not know about this one. Johnson goes to star. Shakir does not go up in dev. Defensively, anything going on here? Watkins does not go up. Yikes. I'm not sure where we can save money either. I really don't. I don't think there is a way. Oh, thank God. Okay, so we have DJ Moore we can get rid of. That's like the only out we have, but it is a rather large out, thankfully. I don't know what kind of like value DJ Moore provides to a team. Maybe like a 5th or a 6th if you're lucky. And we do save some money, thankfully. That was a close call. Damn, 5th-year option for Graham just ain't even worth it. $40 million? Probably get him on like a 28 per deal if we can even afford him. Tunsil's gone, which really sucks. He had a pretty damn good year for us. Losing the punter, he's been great the entire way for us. And we're losing the kicker, who's been pretty good too. Yikes. Actually, you know what? Nah, we're going to go rookie kicker. We got to save some money, dude. Obviously, we're spending nothing in free agency. Thankfully, we'll get some money back from DJ Moore, but yeah, we have really put ourselves in a corner here. Gibbs, I mean, talking about putting yourself in a corner, you know, the Eagles and the Lions are always in a corner too. You can see they always lose their players. Some pretty good names here like Jalen Carter. I mean, if Jalen Carter's asked for 28 per as a left end, I'm hoping Graham's under 25 or around 25. Some really good players here, but we just have no money. I mean, our team's great anyways. We prove we're like the 4 or 5 overalls higher than most teams. Maybe not anymore, but, you know, it's not really a concern talent-wise. Just can we afford to keep the talent? Like I said, thankfully, DJ Moore we can save some money with. I don't know where we can send him, but any team that can afford him and needs a wide receiver is where we're going to send him for cheap. We get a 5th-round pick from the Jets. I think that's fair. They have the highest overall wide receivers in 81, so fits right in. Yeah, we're going to have to look at, you know, potential contracts we're going to be having to pay out that we can't afford. I mean, look at some of these names. Caleb's going to ask for more than that. Trey's gone, so O-line for sure. Odunze, hopefully he's less than 34, around that. Shakir, maybe a replace, a wide receiver, possibly. Caleb Johnson needs a contract. Tevin's gone. So we need multiple linemen. Maybe even Wright's gone. Maybe need I mean, this is going to be tough, dude. Multiple linemen. I could use a safety, but I'd probably just wait on that. Yikes. I don't like it. All right, we have pick 16. I've been looking at wide receiver because Shakir, I just don't know if I can even afford him. I want to, but I don't know if I can. We scouted a bunch of wide receivers. So I scouted these 3 because they're the bottom, you know, of my list. Didn't really look too great here. But Portis, round 1 as 6'3", did we land ourselves, if we grab him, another Odunze? I don't know what the dev is going to look like. Offensive line, not the greatest. We definitely need that position. Safety is good, too. This is going to be one we absolutely trade down. We're going to trade down about 8, maybe 10 in the second round, which should net us a crazy return. At least that's what we're hoping. The Texans already given me a really good trade here. That might be the route we go. I really like that trade, so could be the Texans. We'll see. Ooh, this is a nice trade. We trade our 1st-round pick and a 5th-round pick for a 2nd, 3rd, and a 3rd with a 2nd next year. All those picks are really high projected. The 3rds are mid to high, you know, in that round, and so is that 2nd round at 41. Really like this trade for us. Pick 9 overall is what we're going to have in the 2nd round. They go middle linebacker. I did see that guy when scouting. I don't know how good he actually was. Did see him. Is Portis still there? He looks to be. I expected him to be because he's 2 to 3. I was expecting, you know, at least about 15. I could probably hold off and get him. Sheldon's even there. So Jamar Portis, future-proof in the wide receiver position because we might have to. What is he looking like? 12 true talent. Unfortunately, normal. I think Shakir plays the slot this year for us. It's a tough decision, but rookie of the year, that kind of stuff, this guy could be like super future-proof. Even if we keep Shakir, we could have a trio that is like the best in the league by a far, which would be insane. McCullough, the safety. I mean, I need a safety, but do I really want any of them? They're not very like great. I just kind of threw some guys on the list that were athletic. Maybe they had a good rating of like zone or something like that, perhaps. That's kind of where my thought process was there. 16 in the 2nd. I mean, we could pull off a safety here. We need multiple linemen, though, as well, which is, you know, where my concern is. We do have 3 third-round picks, though, so we could probably land a safety here.
which they're all still here, which tells me maybe I can trade back again. And I grab 3 linemen in the third. Future-proofing hard. I'm going to trade back again, I think, somewhere late in this second round. All right, let's go to the Jets, 56 and a fifth. That fifth could be like trade fodder if we need to move up in that third, which we probably will, to grab some linemen. I don't know if all the safeties are there still. Kind of seems like they are, which worries me because then I have to make a choice. But it's going to be tough to pass on Binns because I'm going to be sitting on our safety for 1 season as, Brisker plays his final year for us, more than likely. Monte Flynn, I have no idea who the best is of the 3. They all look similar. Binns is the most athletic, but he also, based on those coverage ratings, could be the most raw. I'm going to take the chance on him because he's younger. I think this is a bad decision, though. Oh, maybe not. True talent 32. And he's hidden. I was getting vibes of Gore from our Saints online franchise. Didn't really work out super well with him. But no, Binns was actually really, really good. Okay, not bad. I thought that pick was going to be in the bin, to be honest. You can see we have a bunch of third-round picks looking pretty good. All those linemen are still there for now. Kinney was one of those linemen. A lot of our linemen are going. Okay, we gotta be careful now because we've only got 4 linemen left, and most of them are 1-2s. All right, Magana is going to be our pick. Mr. Miguel Magana looks great. Hopefully he's is as good as he looks. 50 true. Hidden dev, nice. We have 3 linemen left, so we can probably, play it slow and hope. Oh, no, Langley was one of them, wasn't he? We have 2 linemen left. I'm going to have to trade up for both. That sucks. Oh, well. Steelers with our second pick, and then we just obviously draft at 76. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're getting ahead of ourselves, obviously, but at the same time, it'd be nice to get a bunch of rookie linemen now to develop for when we lose 2 to 3 linemen next season. Maybe we're not looking at all 73, 74s. Maybe we're looking at like low 80s, high 70s, right? But let's go Blackwell and then Bloom. They're all really tall, though, which is pretty cool. So can move them kind of all over. 79 true. Hidden Dev got lucky there. Obviously, he looked way worse than the other guy we took, Magana, who is considered a center, but once again, pretty tall for a center. And then our final pick, Bloom, Garrett Bloom. Looks solid. We did get a second round next year, so we could trade up if we wanted to. 76 true. Also Hidden Dev. Lucking out nicely. Once again, third round linemen are pretty consistent, but we've taken a lot of normals, so this rebuild's gone pretty well for us in that regard. Rafano, I don't know if we even need a linebacker that bad, but I wouldn't hate the value, I suppose. Brandon Rafano. We'll see what it takes to get up here to the Buccaneers, but possibly going to be a pass from us. Oh, it's definitely a pass. They're negative 50-some mil. I mean, we'll see. 2 fifths and a fourth. Is that enough? I don't really want to give up too much more, and I got to keep that 7th. You can make up for that. Yeah, I'll take him. Rafano, he looks all right. 84, 85 speed. Could be hidden. Getting some depth. I like him. Brandon Rafano. A pursuit, 6'2", 22 years old. Pretty huge. 9 true talent. Normal dev. Kind of felt normal dev all the way, but I liked him enough. I think with that true talent, probably worth it. 75, 76 overall, maybe. Let's take a look at kicker. Hopefully there's one. It's every single draft so far, we've just had none. Or we actually had a couple of good players. We had a good kick power guy, and now we have Garfield, who's an elite kick power guy. He's also a B accuracy. 74 true, and he happens to be hidden. All right, that's a good draft pick. I don't know if he's quite generational, but he is a good player. He's a good player. It's weird that they always make it the elite kick power guys that are, the hiddens. I know we have seen a lot of star devs in 92, 93 kick power, but still. Portis, not Porter. It's a tough decision once again because you got yourself, another arguably Odunze type of player. And Shakir, we don't even know if we can afford him. But at the same time, you don't start a near 90 overall. You're kind of wasting him a little bit. Binns, speaking of wasting players, he'll be our starting strong safety. Hidden dev, so we'll take a look at the dev while we're at it. We've seen a lot of X factors. Okay, I really thought that was going to be one of them, but no. Maybe the first draft we actually haven't had an X factor. No, the first draft itself, speaking of. I don't know who needs to play right tackle. Magana, 6'4", 305. Oh, he's insanely athletic. That is a crazy waste to not be putting him at tackle. I don't know which tackle specifically. I guess let's go left tackle. What's his dev? Star dev. Hopefully the future there. Kind of looking like Olin Kreutz there a little bit. Am I crazy? I don't know. Blackwell, future left guard, maybe. we need a right guard too, so we'll probably move the other guy to right guard. Dev for Blackwell, star Dev. I mean, you kind of expected them to all be pretty much star. As much as great Dev is awesome, hidden in general is pretty rare, right? Garrett Bloom, well, not hidden, but you know what I mean. It's very game-changing. Bloom, star Dev, right guard. We got 3 linemen for the future. I like it. And then, of course, 76 overall, kind of like we thought. Brandon Raffano. Not bad, but maybe a wasted pick. We'll see. Or Raffano, but I think Raffano sounds better. Kicker, whatever. All right, here's the team for year 4. I am going to start Portis. We have to. Whether Shakir is going to be here or not, I need to develop the guy that has a huge ceiling. He could be a superstar, 85-plus overall by the end of the year, And then, obviously, the rest of the team looks pretty damn good. We obviously are going to be taking a hit at the offensive line spots. Maybe 3. We'll see what happens. Maybe 3 linemen lost. Defensively, looks pretty damn good here, too. Continuing to develop on that D-line, especially the edge. But the team looks good. 89 overall. Continue to climb with morale during the year. We should be, as usual, one of the front runners in the playoffs, yet we missed them last year, so we'll see. All right, 223 mil. That sounds great, but Caleb and Odunze are on the list, and Bassa, and Trey Smith, and Shakir, and Graham, and Johnson, and Starks, Wright, Brisker, Jenkins, the whole damn team. Oh my god, this is terrible. Obviously, we're going to have to pay the guys in order of importance and difficulty to replace. So Williams, Odunze, Graham probably, and then Johnson, Starks, everyone else, I don't know. I mean, even Graham, dude, the price he's asking for, I don't know if it's worth it. $61 million for Caleb per year. Unbelievable numbers. Really hasn't had that type of season, but what am I going to do? Reset at quarterback? Like, that's just not going to happen. We'll do a 4-year deal because wide receiver does regress, early. Can't believe he didn't climb that. That's crazy money. Bassa, he's an X-Factor. He's worth the money. Let's be real. 120 million. Maybe we're not as screwed as I thought, especially when you look at how many linemen are on this list that we already have technically replaced. Johnson, I don't know how well he's playing, but obviously as a star overall, star with a high overall, low age is going to get that contract. Starks, we'll do a 6-year deal on this evaluation. What do we have left? 97 million. So we are getting a reset here, so you got to make sure whoever you're keeping, you'd better be damn worth it, right? Shakir, I mean, if I can do a 2-year, I probably would. I would like to keep this trio intact if possible. Tell me Graham's playing well. Come on, he had a good year last year. We're past halfway this year, and he's playing like crap. Why would I pay this guy $31 million per to play like ass? Oh, my God. He's a high overall. I'm just going to say, hey, high overalls mean better chance at winning. That's all I can say there. Trey Smith, we actually probably could keep. Darnell Wright, I mean, you're looking at the same price. One's a superstar, one's not, I think we're going to go Shakir, Trey Smith, and then save the rest. And we actually have a lot of money. We're actually looking okay. Problem is you have to pay Shivers and Griffin next year, so maybe not. I'm going to try to keep these deals down to as low as possible. If I lose some players, I lose some players. All right, so I got a 2-year 52 for Shakir, which is a lot for a slot, but he's a really high overall. And then a 1-year 23 for Trey Smith. Got to bump the offer on Odunze, so we'll have $15 million going into next year with Griffin and Shivers needed. We're putting ourselves in some trouble again, huh? Offered him a 4-year 135, and he didn't take it. I bumped it even more. He says, I'm not interested in signing. Okay, I guess. Sure, dude. This game sometimes, I'm telling you. $34 million per, $35 million per? Sure, dude. I really don't understand what's going on. If we win this, we might be in the playoffs, but I just don't know. I ran Green Bay's scheme this year. It seemed to mean nothing. And we go 9-8. I don't get it, dude. I really don't know what's wrong with this game. You genuinely cannot tell me there is not something in the game that says, okay, we are EA, we want ourselves to look good, so we're going to make it where certain teams have a higher chance to succeed in Sim. You can't tell me that just isn't the case. It has to be. There's no reason we're the best team in the league again. We're using some of the best playbooks in the game again. And we're missing the playoffs again. Explain that. I just don't get it. I'm preaching to the choir here, so I'm not gonna complain anymore. You guys know as much as I do. Is it just the tough teams, I guess? I mean, it was not an easy schedule. You get the Texans.
Obviously, you have the division itself. Eagles, Cowboys, Seahawks, sorta, Bills. I mean, it's not an easy schedule, but like one of these teams in this division had to make the playoffs, right? And two of them were and weren't us. The Giants at 12-5, the Vikings at 13-4, the Packers at 10-7, the Lions are 7-10. I know they lost some of their players, but like even then, I don't know, man. I don't know. Johnson finally had a considerably good year. Portis was solid. It's really disappointing. And look at these pass rush numbers, dude. Like, what is this? Like, genuinely. Like, is Kennard and Griffin just complete ass? I guess so. I'm not going to feel bad about us having a zero-to-hero player ever again when edge rushers like these consistently exist. Like, sometimes I'm like, wow, that's... Maybe the XP sliders are too high when some guy goes from like a 74 to an 89 in 1 year. But then I have guys like these that just don't develop at all through multiple years. So, you know what? When we actually get a player that actually develops quickly, so be it. We take the L more often than we take the dub, so why not? Portis wins Rookie of the Year. Don't know if he's going to be good enough to win, get double dev ups, but we at least got a star dev up for our tall wide receiver. This has been a joke. It's been a real joke. We're going into our final year no matter what. I don't care. We've built one of the most consistently good rosters in this game, and yet they won't give it to us. They will not allow us, A, in the playoffs, B, into a Super Bowl. That's crazy. Playoffs should be the floor. It should be the floor, dude. That floor should be like chest high as well. The Vikings win a Super Bowl before we even make the playoffs in 2 years. Okay. 91 overall after potential regressions, retirements, and morale loss. Of course, Portis goes up to star. He's an 82 overall. Maybe now that he's not a rookie anymore, we put Shakir as the number 2. Glad that he's regressed as well. Super fun. O-line, I mean, we're losing Darnell Wright and Tevin Jenkins, but we got the replacements ready to go. Linebacker Watkins goes up in dev. D-line still the same. Brisker gets replaced for Bins. Want to throw this whole rebuild in the bin, honestly. All right, so we have $42 million, which is not great because Odunze didn't even get the tag. I completely forgot about that. So we have $3.3 million. Shivers with a 5th-year option. Griffin with a 5th-year option. I mean, I think we're going to draft Edge this year and potentially let Griffin go because he's been terrible. He's just been complete ass. And it sucks. It's like, it's hard enough to get someone like Griffin, right, through the draft. And then they're not even guaranteed to be anything. So it's like, it's such a challenge. Such a challenge. I don't think we can afford to even release anyone either, although a bunch of money showed up, which is thankful. We'll look at free agency, but obviously I'm not spending a dime no matter what, even if there's an edge rusher. Can't do it. Just can't do it, unfortunately. Unless there's a way for me to release someone or get rid of someone and I put Trey Hendrickson on the team. I just can't afford it. It's unfortunate, but Trey Hendrickson not even playing well himself, so I don't know. Maybe all the numbers suck in general. All right, we're going sort of the unrealistic route. We trade a 1st and a 2nd with a 5th and a 6th next year with Griffin to the Bills for proven edge rusher Greg Rousseau. Also kind of saving us money long term because, he already had a contract for like 2-3 more years. They're going youth. We're going all in. All right, we're in the draft, pick 14 in the 2nd round. A lot of times we end up trading off those picks. Not today. We're going to actually just draft a corner because, Jalen's going to cost a lot. Don't know if we can afford to keep him. And then we'll probably grab another lineman. They're all kind of smaller linemen, unfortunately. But, yeah, that's going to be the plan. Burnett is probably your best bet at corner. The other, pretty much every other corner other than the first guy and Burnett are all like C-man coverage. Whereas Burnett is B to B. Everyone else, like I said, C to B, C to A up there. But, it's Towns and Burnett, really. Let's go to the next round, see what we're looking at running back or cornerback-wise, and maybe we can get away with sitting at 14. But at the same time, I only have, 1 or 2 needs right now, so maybe you play it safe. Like, they're both round 1, but obviously Burnett's better, right? Because he's also younger as well. I don't know. I think you maybe trade up so you don't lose him. You also have a 6'5" corner Shepard. I'd probably go for him too. Let's go to 8, trade up. There you go. A 2nd of this, a 4th 2 years from now, and a 7th is for pick 40 from the Buccaneers. Costed us literally every dime, even that 7th, So pick Burnett, going to be our guy. I'm feeling star, but I also could see hit normal dev. I don't know. 15 true.
hidden dev, all right? I mean, you got your replacement for Jalen Johnson. That will save a lot of money, but you are also losing talent. Going to 18, I could use alignment, I suppose, but at the same time, we'd be future-proofing something we don't actually need just yet. Allen's still there. I'm going to go for Shepard as well, but Chuck Allen, 1 or 2 true, taking the chance, 24 true. Hidden dev, I mean, we've been killing it. And then we'll, if I can, trade up to the start of this 4th to land a cornerback Shepard. I don't know who the hell these guys are, but they're pretty young players, and they're on our team. Trade them off for 97 from the Commanders. I don't remember ever taking those guys. Then again, one of the times we had Jacorian Bennett, and he was on a 2-year. So I don't know where some of these players are coming from, but we'll take the trade Bates. Really slow, but he's 6'5", and he's got A-man coverage. You got to take the chance that he's got superstar dev, 60 true. And, hey, I'm just saying, might be. One hell of a tall slot. I know freaking Kyler Gordon, pretty tall as well. Sounds like a tall slot, which, hey, I'm down for whatever. Either way. Draft recap, 75, 75, 73. Don't care too much about the lineman. We got like a billion hidden linemen. Burnett, we don't even really care about too much dev-wise because he's not starting this year, right? Like, we'll see the dev. You know, when I say I don't care, I clearly, well, I don't know if I say clearly, but what I mean is, like, I don't really care to know right now because we're not using them right away, right? 52 catch is diabolically bad, by the way. Let's take a look at the dev. Superstar, like I said, got that chance for that. Take it. Worth it. Got the future corner set for the next 4 to 5 years or longer. Here we go for the final season, no matter what. This team is worse than last year, right? Our offensive line has taken a hit. Left guard, right tackle, not very good. Left tackle, left guard. I mean, the whole line, right? Center, right guard, the only, like, consistently decent. Obviously, Trey a little bit better than decent. Rest, definitely take hits. Tight end's getting better, though. So is Portis, obviously, as time goes on here. Same with Johnson. But, I mean, our offensive line is nowhere near as good as it once was. But Rousseau, maybe, is that guy, right? 94 overall. He's been very good for me in the past. In the Bills scheme, I mean, we're just hoping. We're praying. 68 mil. We want to keep Odunze. Johnson, I think, is going to be a cap casualty. Burnett, long-term, looks good anyways. Hicks is 100% gone. Trey Smith, at this rate, I think, is gone. Dennard, I haven't really liked him, but that price is unbeatably good. And honestly, with that price, you might, depending on who you got to pay next season, which is... What? Wait, what? Oh, that's lineman Kennard. Still, I believe that what I said is true. That price is unbeatable. So Kennard, Odunze, and that's probably it, because you got to pay Edge Kennard if you want to keep him. So let's see this time if Odunze wants to stick around. 4-year, 132. Thank you. That's less than we offered last year. Smart man. Don't know what the hell's going on with this game. Dennard, 5-year deal. I mean, we're just not affording any linemen. With the offer a little bit more than that. But, yeah, we're saving every other dime after that. We're not spending any more money. I don't want the stress of being that up against it, It's a huge game. If we win this, I believe we have the number 1 seed. But if we lose, we're at the 5 seed. This is like the Vikings-Lions all over again. It's not even against any of those teams. And we win! 31-14. We, believe it or not, the Panthers were actually the number 1 seed at the time. Caleb Williams, 4,900. I mean, look at the season he had. Of course, if you couldn't tell by now, we moved to the Chiefs scheme. Sick of it. Sick of it. Can't do it every rebuild until, it's right at the end and it's not working out, because then every rebuild will be the same. But that is like the golden goose of winning. Put the Chiefs scheme on and you'll cook. I mean, look at that. If that's not MVP, I don't know how anyone else would have won it. Portis was amazing. Odunze was great. Parrish was amazing. Shakir, not worth the money at all, to be honest. But we have a really good trio of wide receivers. Rousseau had worse sacks than Graham. I don't know, dude. Edge is just broken for us. Garfield, another really good season, especially when one of his missed kicks out of the 4 were legit. The rest were blocks. Maybe they kicked it low. I don't know. But still, did not win MVP. Josh Allen. Okay. Yeah, surely. Surely that's reality. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Lions winning some awards here. We have number 2 for QB. We don't even win best QB. Oh my, what a joke. How? Genuinely, how? How is this possible? 44-5, yeah, that is better than 48-9. Where the hell is Allen, though? Oh, I don't care what his rushing numbers were. He was not better than Williams at all. Like, we want our QBs to throw the ball, not run, okay? If they can run as well and they look good doing it as well, it helps the team, sure, great, but come on, man. Niners, 13-4 versus 9-8. I mean,
We've barely been in the playoffs. Just let us have a run here, please. End of the game. Not looking great for us so far. I mean, the fact that it's back and forth without us scoring is a massive win for the Niners because we should be putting up points almost every drive. That's how good of a team we have. Offensive line, I know, isn't the best, I suppose, but the skill position is too good on this team not to be scoring more than this, 28-18. It's not going to be the best win ever, but we win by double digits. Barely. And we move on to the divisional round. No, the championship round because we had the bye week. Caleb Williams, 2 interceptions, but did have 4 touchdowns. Johnson was solid. How many runs? Purdy with 13 carries. Okay. Portis was solid. Pettis got cooked. Kennard, I love to see it. Fred Warner had 2 picks. Surprised he's still there. Usually he goes to free agency by like year 3 or 4. But we get to the championship round. The furthest we've been. Maybe we can win a Super Bowl. Obviously, it's going to be the Chiefs playbook, but who cares? All right. Who cares? Another comp, for Caleb. As the Saints. That is a shocking team to see here. They do have Gibbs. So, I mean, maybe that's all it took. Going to the end of the game, I don't see the score. All right. No idea where anyone is. What's happening? I mean, where are we here? Can I please see? It's a little more fun that way. All right, I can't. Okay. This is throwing me off quite a bit. I can't even see while I'm in the game. Usually it fixes after this, though, I'm pretty sure. Read option. I can't believe we actually almost let him get the edge there. That's insane. Well, let's see it. We're in Q2, apparently. Maybe the second half is when it'll fix. Can I see the score, please, EA? Do you mind? This game, dude. Like, I want to see the score. I want to see, do I have to come in? Like, what? Like, hello? Gibbs gets the ball, gets a really good set of blocks. I don't even know what down that was. Like, how is this even possible to be this broken of a game every year? Like, it's genuinely insane. Little swing. There is nobody out there. Why would you spin inside? Who knows? What a hit, though. All right, let's try Simi again. It's quarter 3, apparently. I have no idea, but I feel like they're winning. If I had to guess, I think they're winning. Can you see it on the field? I think you could see it on the side, right? Am I missing something? We're losing by 3, it appears. Uncommit. Some run commit. I don't even know what down it is. I don't know what the situation in the game is. What a disaster. Honestly. Is that a stop? I think that's a stop. How much time do they have? Who freaking knows? I mean, like, are we going to run out of time here? I can't tell. I mean, I'm just going to throw it up if I can. I mean, he's got leverage. And he gets swatted like the easiest swat of all time, as if our guy didn't have leverage. This is genuinely pissing me off, though. Can we see, like, on the side here? What do we got? It is fourth quarter, we need 13 yards, 51 seconds left, 4 downs. Doesn't show the timeouts. All right. There you go. I wish I could move Parrish over because I don't want him to, like... Well, I can't. I don't want him to interact with Odunze there. Let's see what we got. Rebuild on the line. Apparently. Odunze! Big play. Big play, Odunze. The score's fixed, I just realized. Calling a timeout. It's like, oh, crap, they're going to win. Let's erase all evidence that we tried to give the other team an unfair advantage. Is that Parrish on the outside? That's a pretty good throw. Dropped. Parrish on the outside would have been crazy, but I didn't trust it. Didn't really look open to me. Going to Caleb, who gets about 5. Got to remember, the field goal is in play. It's just I would prefer to win it here. Been through enough. Oh, that's a pretty good defensive play. There is a flag, probably holding, which I imagine they're going to decline. No, roughing the quarterback. That's what I'm talking about, to the 9. A little bit of an overthrow there by Caleb. Probably had a touchdown. We're throwing in behind. Touchdown, Shakir! The Bears have the lead. Let's see if we can win this game and head to the Super Bowl. Despite all odds, especially with the clock and everything gone. What a drive to the Super Bowl by 4. 3 touchdowns for Caleb. Great game. Gibbs, not that great. Caleb, great. Especially when you look at Gibbs at a 26-yarder. Receiving Portis was solid. What a game. Sacks allowed. They had a bunch. Rousseau finally waking up. Sawyer was great in this one. Everything was pretty clean. I mean, no real, like, mistakes. Just we scored more. What a close game. All right, to the Super Bowl. What are we looking at? Chiefs, probably? It is the Bills. We tried their playbook. Didn't really work out. Josh Allen, he's had some success solo. Can you win a Super Bowl, though? That's the question. Both teams 13-4, where 7 overall is higher. Dev ups on offense. Portis, superstar Dev. That's about it. Caleb doesn't go up. Defensively, don't see any dev ups here either. We really did not get many on defense. Like, what did we get dev up wise on defense? Watkins, and that was it? Watkins and Hicks, I think, were the only 2 dev ups. Oh, yeah, Johnson. Watkins, Hicks, Johnson, and that is literally it. 3 dev ups in 5 seasons. That is unbelievably bad. But here we are, taking on the Bills. We're at least in the Super Bowl, so it's a dub of a rebuild, but man, so lackluster at times. End of the game, what are we looking at? 7-0, 10-0, 10-7. Halftime score, oh, there we go. Lead by 4, clutch touchdown. Up by only 7 after the field goal. They get a huge touchdown. 24-17, the Bills, it's all tied up. Offense can win it. 3rd and 2, they are moving. And they throw a pick. I don't have a narrative here, all right? Oh, they do get the stop. I was about to say, but I'm just saying, Caleb, game on the line, choked it away. 3rd and 5, we're converting. The run game is killing it right now. This is going to be a long field goal, which they do hit. Look at the freaking youngster, 55-yarder. 3rd and 18, they convert. This is not looking good. 3rd and 14, 4th and 1. Game in the line. Do you really trust this defense? No, but we got to. Definitely don't trust the defense to make the stop if you don't get it here, though. I like the Bills to win this whole thing. Really? Really? It's close. They're going to give it to him, huh? Damn. It's close. I can't believe the guy's just standing still, though. That's crazy. The Bills are going to win it. 4th and 3. Okay, maybe not. Drive down and you win the game. 4th and 5, they lose. Nice. Okay, maybe not. I mean, this has been a crazy one. Both teams refuse to win. The Bills aren't going to this time. Yes, they will. What a punt, though. You got to go for it here. I know, this is crazy, considering the way this has gone, but you have no choice. In my personal opinion, you have no choice but to go for this. Inches, 40. I mean, they're going to be at like the 40. They need like 20 yards to attempt a field goal. I can't trust that. And Caleb does get a lot. Like a lot. He got 13, needing 1. All right, let's see it. I think you had to go for it there. Let's see if we throw a pick or something anyways. We're going backwards. What is that? Penalty on the defense. I mean, how many bailouts can this team get? And there it is. Finally, the Bills win. What a joke. I've never seen this. That was 2 overtimes, wasn't it? Like, they kicked it as it was about to enter a 2nd overtime. Horrible. Horrible stuff. Multiple times, Caleb Williams had a chance to, clutch it up, win it. Couldn't do it. We'll say, so did Josh Allen, right? So did Josh Allen. Of course, McCauley comes back to bite us. The DTs are the only ones with pressure. Lovely pick for Hicks. Kicking was clean. So, I mean, we didn't get down the field enough. Looking at the playoff run, unfortunately. I mean, so many, 30 points here, 30 points there, Just couldn't get the job done when we needed it most, unfortunately. But here we are. Let's take a look at the team as we exit this rebuild. You can't have all the rebuilds be like the Chargers. Otherwise, it would be kind of pointless. Caleb, 27 years old, 96 overall. Deep accuracy's lacking a little bit, but he looks great. Obviously looks great. Throw power 93, pretty much everything else 99 where it matters. Caleb Johnson, super good. 91 speed. Trucking's crazy. Stiff arm's crazy. Juke move could use some work. Breaks tackle is insane. Change direction's a little disappointing, but you'd start, maybe go an elusive back for him. Odunze, 95 overall, X Factor, 27 years old. Release is pretty bad, but everything else is pretty damn good, except for maybe deep route, which even then, that's good enough. Portis didn't quite have the glow up we thought he would, but he is a really good player now. Deep route's not great, but release is, so he's a really good player. He's like what we wanted Odunze to be, but on a trajectory higher than him. Shakir, he's a 91 overall again. Pretty sweet. Really good. It's a good trio of receivers. Can't believe this offense wasn't able to put... I guess it was the defense that did it, right? 27 points is good enough most cases. Spencer Parrish, deep route's horrible, but medium and short is probably the best in the league at tight end. Really good at breaking tackles. 80 truck, 83 stiff arm. That's really good. Offensive line, we have no original Bears, so I'm not even going to look at them. And we finished the rest of the offense in general.
Let's take a look at the defense now, where Malachi Starks really didn't develop that well, right? I mean, 4 or 5 seasons in the league, 86 overall. It's good, not great, considering that base frame of the size and speed. You would think he would just become one of the best players in the league, like Sean Taylor level. If you're a user, he probably would be. Binns, he's young, so you can't really blame him. He just kind of started. He's getting there, I guess. He's slow as well. Safety is just tough to develop, especially since they regress so early. You lose like an overall or two almost every season when they're in their like mid-20s. Hicks, really good coverage ratings. Block shed, not the best, but he's undersized, so it's understandable. Then we look at Watkins, going to probably be another similar situation. More coverage than block shed. 6'3", 238. Yeah, I mean, a little bit more balance, but still right where we expected, more in the coverage. Then we move over to Basso, who developed really nicely. 89 overall, really favorable contract. He's solid. Arguably the worst of the three, technically, with no block shed and really low speed comparatively. Then we move over to Jalen Johnson, 94 overall, going to be gone because we just couldn't afford him, but we got Burnett to replace him in the future. I mean, it's just insane to me, like, that we aren't winning a Super Bowl almost every rebuild, because we draft better than any other team, we manage the roster better than any other team, we future-proof better than any other team, which I guess goes into management, yet these other teams are still keeping up. I mean, their overalls really aren't, but they're keeping up enough to win games against us, which I just don't think that represents how it would go. Like, we're basically pulling a real-life Eagles here, but then again, the Eagles don't win every time either, so it is what it is. Kennard looks amazing. Then we have the other defensive lineman. I guess we'll look at Rousseau, even though we didn't develop him at all. He just got here. Very good power move. Not a great season, though. Graham finally had a good year, like a really good year, but unfortunately, he started up. So it's like, who cares? Your only star. Really good player, but Stardev is a bit lackluster. Ended up being a good draft pick, right? I think he's worth it. Let's take a look at Jervon Dexter now, 87 overall. Very expensive player. Long-term contract for him. Power move, block shed, really good. Surprised his finesse isn't better because he looks like a trio style. And then that's pretty much it, right? I guess we'll take a look at Garfield, the kicker, if you're really interested. He's solid. He's good. But that's going to be it for this Chicago Bears rebuild. It could have been better, but we did build the best roster in the league. One of our better rosters, I suppose, for a while. Just the way we manage this team. We're able to keep a pretty damn good O-line for a long time. Ended up having a lot of talent across the board. The only real downfall of this one, or the reason why it wasn't even better, is the D-line didn't develop as quickly as it could have. Like, Kennard all those years in, freaking Griffin all those years in, and like they're not even in the 90s, let alone devved up. It's tough. That's tough to work with. Corners were great pretty much throughout. Safeties were pretty good throughout. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about the rebuild and in general the Bears in real life. Like, what do you think? Was Mason Graham a good pick at 5, or do you think Chicago, if they don't have linemen? I mean, obviously we got Trey Smith, we got Ryan Kelly, we got Mack. Those are 3 of their pretty much biggest positional needs, 2 interior and an edge rusher. If they don't land that, who do you think they should go with? Edge in the first round? Do you think they should go Genty at 10 if he's there? I think it would help having a dynamic running back, a really good running back, but maybe someone a little bit faster to make up for the potential lacking of blocking on the inside, especially from this run block unit. But that's pretty much going to be it. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate you. If you are not new, maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. Probably going to have another poll up there today, once and for all, definitively, what we're going to play next. I will say I'll probably use the poll numbers in general to decide the next games, though, anyways, or maybe we'll run multiple games at once. Like, I kind of want to run multiple franchises here again. Maybe we actually do another lulled it. Another, Patriots rebuild, franchise season, but also do like the relocation or something like that. I'm still deciding what I want to do with that. Like I said, really wanted to relocate like the franchise for the Patriots, not actually them, but like one of the worst teams, and just have to deal with our team that we built. But people saying, it's not what they were looking for, which I get it. We'll see what we want to do there. Anyways, though, appreciate you all watching. Let me know which team you want to see next. We'll be back on Saturday with multiple videos, Sunday with another rebuild. We've been pumping out those rebuilds. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya.
And as usual, shout out to all the members of the channel. I appreciate you guys a ton, truly do. For anyone that isn't a member and has thought about becoming one, we have a couple of members-only videos up on the channel if you want to check those out. You click the join button next to the subscribe button. All the details shall be in there regardless. Appreciate you all for watching, member or not, and until next video on Saturday. See ya!